Hello, ELA 1 students. Just looking a little bit today at the week ahead, and on Tuesday, we are talking to you about the book talks. Now, as some of you work at your own pace, you've got this, great. For others who need a little bit more structure, here's my suggested schedule. Mandatory options plus 1 menu choice. That's going to get you to passing. That's 14 out of 20. If you want a little extra cushion, you can go up to mandatory plus 2. That would be 17 out of 20 potential points. And then a mandatory plus 3 is 20 out of 20 potential points, depending on how completely you filled out the outline. Then you got the TypeScript coming for 10 points. Video is 30, 60 points altogether. So here's my suggestions that you do. Probably by now, on your menu outline, you should have, I would think, most of the intro and the conclusion done, probably the plot summary too. We talked about that week 1. If you don't have it done, let's get it done this week. Then what I want you to do is create 1 slide. So you can do a PowerPoint presentation or a Google slide or a Prezi or whatever, but create 1 slide per thing. So 1 for the intro, 1 for the conclusion, 1 for the plot summary. Next week, week 4. Now here, let's go ahead and find your menu choice, and let's get a menu choice done and on the outline, and then create a slide for it. Okay. Week 5, let's do menu choice 2 and 3, if some of you decide to go that far, and then do a slide for those. Week 6, type up your script. Week 7, create the video, and then they are due Sunday, 5/31. But you can certainly send them in earlier, and by sending it, right, you're sending the 3 parts basically, or you're sending, I guess, the menu outline, you're sending the script, and then you're sending a link to the video. Now, once you get ready for the video, I did put in some helpful resources. Screencast, that's what I'm using to make this. It records your voice while you're displaying stuff on your screen. All information about that is here, some helpful resources, but most of us aren't there yet, so I'm not going to dive into that. Using my suggested schedule, I want to make sure this week I've got the mandatory parts done and a slide for each. That's what I'm working on. So, if you have Word, you can open up this menu outline here because you can type right on it. If you don't, you're going to have to do some copying and pasting and shuffling around, but you can still do it with the PDF. Everyone can view a PDF. So I'm just going to go ahead and highlight my stuff here. I'm going to go open up Google Slides. That's Screencast, which I was using. Again, you've got the links. Oops. You've got the links here in the suggested schedule at the bottom to Screencast-O-Matic. But then you've also got here the helpful resources. So if you get there, there's ones about posting videos to YouTube, ones about using Screencast. But again, we're not there, but that is what I used, was Screencast. It's screencast-o-matic.com. Okay. PDF version, I copied the important stuff. So I'm going to show you how to create PowerPoints, basically. I'm going to open up, let's go ahead and use Google Slides. So I'm going over here to the dice. I click those. I want to find slides. And you can decide what your presentation is going to look like. It should be nice, obviously. Here you can change the slide format and all of that fantastic stuff. I'm just going to start kind of simple right now. You can't do the outsiders, so I'm going to use that as my example because we read it in class. The outsiders. So this is that first page. We called it an introduction, right? The intro to the outsiders. An introduction. All right. So here's all the parts that you need. I'm going to go ahead and bold those. I'm going to just do a little rearranging here. And who would you recommend this to and why? Maybe I'm even going to let people know that there are spoilers are coming. It's a good thing to let folks know because you guys will be spoiling the book. You're talking about stuff that happens in the book. Spoiler alert. Okay, so then you just go down the list and you type in your stuff. Boom. Let's say you're moving a little bit further on and you've gotten to Maybe we're talking about the exposition or the beginning, right? Now, your script is going to be filling in all the stuff. Don't just cut up your script and paste paragraphs here on the slide. Nobody in the audience is going to want to read that. So I always suggest kind of using bullet points, using pictures, but we've got the haves versus the have-nots. In other words, we have the greasers, or I should say the haves are the socias versus the greasers. We've got Ponyboy, our hero. We discover the town is divided, right? We discover that his family is his strength. And you keep going with stuff like that. So the script, though, is going to be filling in the parts. My script might sound like in S.E. Hinton's coming-of-age story. We see a town that is divided. We have a town that is divided between the haves and the have-nots. The haves are the socias, the ones that are respectable, that everybody likes, that has money. And then on the other side of the tracks, you have the greasers. They're greasy from literally working on cars. They are in a lower economic bracket, and there is certainly great rivalry between the two. Ponyboy, now he is part of the Curtis family. Ponyboy, and then I keep going on. But obviously on the screen, I've just put up the most important things for people to see. Now, let's talk about how you are going to add pictures, because these are a great thing. So maybe I'm examining the character of Ponyboy, right? So I could say he is brave. And if I want to search the web for a picture, here's where you can insert pictures. I'm going to say he's brave like what? A knight in shining armor. So I'm going to, in this case, search the web. Knight in, there it is. And oh, that looks wonderful. I'm going to double click him. And he gets put over here. Fantastic. And I can move the size and I can adjust things. So that's one way of doing it. Another way, though, is let's say you have already gone to the internet. I'm going to go back here. Actually, I'm going to go here. And we're going to find an image. Let's say gang fight or something. Or how, you know what? How about Ponyboy? Let's find a picture of him. Or maybe the, even better yet, The Outsiders. Maybe I want this for my book cover on the first page. The Outsiders book. I'm going to go click Images. And we're going to use this one. So this is Save Image As. Find a place. So I'm just going to go to the desktop. New Documents. I've got some photos here. Hey, and I've already kind of prepped this, but we're going to call it Outsiders Another. So, once again, if you are searching, that's one way to do it. You can search for stuff on the web, so that we search the web, or if you want to upload. So that's where you, once again, right-click on an image. You can do another one, Save Image As. Tell it where to go, so you can pick your file, and this one I'm going to call it Outsiders, whatever, we'll call it 2. Save. So when you go back, now I can get exactly what I want. Insert image. This time I'm going to upload from my computer. I'm going to go over here to my desktop. New document. I put it in photos. And there we go. I'm going to use this one. And I can move it around, put it wherever I want. Maybe I'm going to add the other one as well, just because it's neat. Upload from my computer. I'm going to pick this one. And I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger over here. Oh. There you go. And I can move stuff around and I can add the text. So that is all you really need to do. Again, you are not putting up word for word your script. You know, the mandatory parts are pretty easy. You're going to fill them in. But once you get to the stuff like the plot, it would look something like this. The bullet points of the most important things while you are reading your script over it. And then as you're reading your script, the screen will be recording. You're just kind of clicking on through your slideshow. All right, I hope this helps as far as creating a slideshow and to give you a bit of a template to use, a schedule to use. So once again, this week, shoot for finishing all the mandatory parts on the menu and the outline and start making your PowerPoint. I'd suggest 1 slide per part. So 1 for the intro, 1 for the conclusion, 1 for the plot summary. All right, guys, thank you so much.